Hi, Owen Rubel here again. Talk to you about the Tilemap editor that I'm working on for my HTML5 game framework. So last time that I talked to you guys, I had basically whipped together a very basic Tilemap editor to show just a very generic way to build a Tilemap editor. And that was maybe about 5 days ago. And that was just to show the very basics of building a Tilemap editor. Since then, I have built that out a bit more and wanted to show how far I've gotten. So let me just go into this a bit and show what I've got. So as you can see here, I've got a bit more on this. I've got like several different tile sets that you can choose from, as well as the map and the width. So we're just going to just choose this for now. But eventually what I'm going to allow people to choose is allow them to choose multiple tile sets as they're building. But for now, I just allow people to choose one tile set for enemies, one tile set for NPCs, and one tile set for containers. In the future, as people are building, they will be allowed to pick and choose multiples. The reason for that is because this is being read from a back end, and it really makes no difference how many they pick and choose, because as it loads, it's going to read this all from a back end. So, Max nicht. And there we go. Let's just make that a little bigger here. Whoops. And already you see one of the bugs that I found and I need to work out. So 30 by 30. So you see we can already load the tile set for one of the maps, and this reads in the tiles and allows you to set it. So we'll just go ahead and set the background tile right here. And you can see we are initially setting the state to just paint, which paint one tile, which is fine. And we can change the state. This is a fill, and that's just a one-off. So we're not changing the state really, but you can see this state is held here. This is the delete. And it allows us to delete the background tile. But we're just going to. And of course, because the state is delete, we hold it, and it deletes all of them. So let's fill that again. Sorry about that. Let's go to foreground, and we will just go ahead and let's paint a fence here real quick. So as you remember before, foreground objects overlap the background objects, which is very useful. You always want to have some sort of capability to do this, to have objects in the foreground. The example that I always use is a tree. Say, for instance, you're walking along, you want to be able to bump into the trunk, but you want to be able to also at the same time walk underneath the branches. Now, so we have, this is something that I demonstrated before. We have the background, we have the foreground, but we also wanted, and I demonstrated the ability to hold state with the buttons and to do fill and delete, but we also wanted the capability to do exits, which is right here, and to set solid. So obviously this fence is in the foreground, and we don't want people just being able to walk on top of the fence, so let's make it a solid. We just set this fence as a solid, and poof, it will now be considered as a solid. Now, right now, as is, this is not being set in any data anywhere. I'm mostly concerned with the visual of it. And this is for the exits, so we are going to set, I want somebody so that when they walk along the left-hand side over here, that they exit to a different map. Whoops, there we go. I'm not going to do the whole thing, you get the idea. And that gives you the ability to do exits and set solids. And should I not want to see the foreground, there you go. This hides everything. Now, unfortunately, because I had this all being set on foreground, this hides everything as if it were the foreground. If that were the background, it would not be set like that. That brings up another bug that I just found. I should not be setting exits on the foreground, but I'm glad I found that while we were talking to you. So yeah, this is how far I've come along with the Tilemap editor, and this is all done in CSS and JavaScript. I'm actually kind of pleased that I got this far. I was considering doing this all in the canvas, but I thought to myself, why do this in the canvas? This is basically all an array, assigning data and information to an array, and then just reading it back in, or reading it out to a multi-dimensional array as well. So this shows you a good example of what you can do just using CSS sprites, reading this information out, or I mean reading this information in, setting it, and assigning it and reading it back out. It's not very hard. Anybody can do this. Quite honestly, I am not a JavaScript expert. And as you can see, I still have a few bugs to work out. But yeah, I probably am going to even put up this code someplace here pretty soon, so everybody can see it. It's really, really, really basic. But I hope everybody enjoyed this demo, and I'll see you again soon.